All right, now we have someone that actually said for us, look, make sure you guys hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, ain't nobody sleep with you last night, so there's no need for us not to speak. Hello, checkmates, and welcome to the chat. This is not a chat for children, so if you're a child, you probably should exit stage left. If you aren't following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Shar's Reality number 6. All right, let's jump into it. I want to talk a little bit about Mel's response lately, how she's been responding, how she's probably been coping with it. We've been following her for a long time to understand that most of the time her petty's probably after a world of frustration, okay? But for the most part, her response is pretty much based off of what would Jesus want me to do, okay? How would Jesus respond? Now, would Jesus smack the hell out of him, or would Jesus just continue to pray, okay? So she uses that approach more than often, okay? Very seldom you see her come out here and pop her collar and smack the holes to the floor, okay? Usually don't see that. However, we do know her first approach is pretty much the word of God. What would Jesus do moment, right? With that being said, I'm assuming that a lot of people say to her often, why is it that you respond the way you do, or why do you respond so calmly? And she then let the folks know, well, I respond this way because someone said to me yesterday after a discovery that should have had me in tears and a hurt heart. Okay, now we know back in January what was going on with Martel trying to take her down with the interviews and all of that. She says tears and a hurt heart. She says they said, you be too calm for me. She says, my response was, I seen God handle my enemies so many times at this point. So what I look like getting overly upset. He got it. I actually am calm and saddened for my enemies, but I've already know what's coming for them by choosing to use to rise against me. Okay. He's revealing all demons and imposters. Okay. When you trust and rest in God, battling for you. She says, when you trust and rest and God battling for you, you ain't got to get upset. Be at peace, free your mind. So no, she didn't say Martel, but I'm sure this is for Martel amongst a host of other people that continue to go up against her. Not that she is Christ himself, but that I've saw God work for me in numerous ways and came through for me. So I'm not denying that I may be upset and even weary about the situation or the person. However, it just would be a better move and a better look for me if I just let God handle this one and I sit myself out. And that brings me to now, where we are now, and her responses with everything that's going on. We've saw Don Michelle jump in the comments defending Mel. Not that Mel acts, but no more Mel personally. So it's kind of hurtful to see people that walk side by side with you get hurt. So we saw Dawn jump in the comment section to defend Mel. We saw Jay jump in the comment section to defend Mel. Not that she needed it again, but these are people that walk side by side with her repeatedly, so they know that what's being presented of her isn't her character, okay? Because people like to get that misconstrued. Oh, y'all treat Melody like God. Well, hold on a minute, because character speaks for itself, right? And while we don't know her personally and we don't have a side-by-side relationship with her, or we're not in her inner circle, we just know what's being pointed out, even by the enemies themselves. So when the enemies or the enemy, right, singular and plural, start to come, we can say, okay, if all of this is true, tell us how she responded. And if it is different from what we've been seeing, who's not a part of the inner circle, then we can respond differently. But because her response has been the same as what we've been seeing in the inner has been the same as what we've been seeing on the outside, as what you guys see in the inner circle, that speaks for itself, okay? So you have to make it make sense, and you have to make the math, and the math just isn't mathing, okay? Even recently, Martel brought out those allegations, and her response was due at the hurt. Now, you can't tell somebody how to lay down, right, and get walked on, right? You can't tell somebody how to respond to that. Now, it did look crazy, and it is coming off very damaging to her. However, when have he ever, or can he present another time outside of him stealing all of her money, allegedly, right, that she responded in such manners? Because we have saw her respond with I don't basically want to hurt him. I could air him out, but I'm not, right? We still have children together, so it's bigger than what we are experiencing. And we saw her give him numerous responses. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but when you are a nasty individual, you don't care how that shit land. It's going to land wherever it land. And the fact that she's careful with how those eggs land or lay, right? That shows us a lot of what her character is. And here she is, fast forward to now, still responding. And this is one of the things I wanted to point out. She's still responding in carefulness, right? Peacefulness, and allowing her bitterness or her frustration lie on the back burner while God take the forefront of her frustration, okay? And God does it for her. And how we know that is still a month later, she's still responding in this way. Take a look. Now, one of the things she says that this is Ephesians 6:12, I believe. And it says, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual host of wickedness in the heavenly places. Okay, now that's how we know that the character isn't switching up. Okay, because even when we want to tee off, okay, when we want to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, when we want to make a nigga head spin, all right, she still responds and says that my frustration takes a back seat to what I know God to do. Okay. And that says that he's going to do it for me because I've saw him do it over and over again. Okay. Because most people, how much times Martel has striked, and this time it's like to the extreme. Okay. From the revenge P to the interviews to her back in court where he's threatening the children, telling the children such things that I will put my hands around your neck and you know what to you, right? Telling the children, and the children even saying, look, we only want to, if he promises not to put his hands on us, right? That's pretty heartbreaking. And still remaining calm, that speaks a lot about her character. But she tops it off with not only scripture, but she says this, and it's still letting people know, I see, I hear, I'm looking, I'm checking, maybe not, depending on what it is, because we have to remember to protect our peace at all costs, right? And I'm not just letting it go. I just know God can do, and he's a much better fighter than me, right? So here's what she ended with. And so she says, it's super duper blessed, okay? She says, man, when I say you can sit back and let people run their mouth and mess up their own, I was hoping bag. She says, when talking too much goes wrong, fear not, trust God. Now, I felt this on all levels, and let me tell you why, because it just put me back at Martel's interview, where he wished that interview was going to bring everybody on his side. He was going to have people in his inbox ringing his phone trying to request the interview, and it backfired. People from national big news stations saw right through him. Big media outlets saw right through him. He had a couple people out there that still was eating Fruit Loops off his plate, believed what he was saying, but very close to none believed anything of what he was presenting. So it that's what happens, like what she was saying, that if she would have talked and clapped back, it would have made him right. But because she sat down quietly, cute, and professional, his talking cost him and possibly his bag. Remember, he isn't filming right now, right? So it can very well be possible that his bag is either fumbled or about to fumble or, partially fumbled. We don't know. But that is truly a definition of running your mouth. Oop, how do you look now? How does it feel now? You should have just kept your mouth quiet. All right? So still responding without saying anything, but putting it into text where it's still professional, but basically letting us know, I see, I hear, I'm watching. Listen, don't worry, I'll be okay. All right? See, I had to laugh at this comment at the end because you know how Martel always saying, he said it before, he says that y'all think she's somebody that she's not. Y'all basically, y'all hero or y'all role model is really not who y'all think that she is. So basically she's saying that I'm exactly who y'all think I am. With that being said, if you need me, holla at me. Just because I'm going through all this stuff, if I can be a help to you, that's what I'm going to continue to be. Hell with everything else that's going on. If I can help, even in the middle of everything that's going on, I'm going to be who I've always been, and I'm going to dive in and help you. Okay, so holla at your sis. And that's what I got from that, and that's what's up, right? So I wanted to leave with that. So I know a lot of us be questioning. I know I'll be questioning, like, Mel, why do you keep playing with this dude? Like, I would have been backdoor him. I would have been hangman him, hooked his ass, right? I always say that. But she's responding and saying, I respond quietly, slow to speak, and in the manner that I do, because I know that God's a much better fighter than me. All right, checkmates, that's it for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Mel's response on many levels and numerous occasions the same exact way. Very different than what Martel portrayed her to be. In the comment section, turn your notification on and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, checkmates. Bye.